Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Sugar Babes. So on this show, we are all about helping women win at life. And I guess what we mean by that is we want to help free them from the restrictive diets, free them from, being stuck in their head and consumed by food, teach them how to train properly so that they can actually get the results that they want in a sustainable way, and help them feel better on the inside. So normalize their hormones, get their energy back, sleep through the night, have a normal menstrual cycle. So the problem that we see in the fitness industry is that everyone is selling a quick fix and no one focuses on the inside. They just focus on the outside and trying to, they prey, I guess, on women's desperation to, and Jennie will talk about this, to just quickly drop weight. And what it does is it keeps them trapped in this vicious cycle. And they remain trapped and they just go year to year just doing these diet after diet after diet. So today I've got Jennie on the show, and she's part of our Win at Life VIP program, and she's actually been with us right from the start. So she was one of the flagship originals and she's continued on, and I really think if you're listening to this now and you're a woman, that you will get a lot from her, because I've seen her mindset change over the program, and she's really grown and she's embraced the long game, and, she's really worked hard to improve, her thinking and how, and she's consistent with her training and nutrition. She hasn't been perfect, but no one's perfect, but she's still here and she's still progressing. So I think, she can share some really valuable insights into training and nutrition and how to actually get to where you want to be if you're struggling. So can you just tell us a little bit about, what it was like for you before you joined the program? So, what you were doing, why you were struggling and not getting to where you wanted to be.
Okay, so, that's a big question. So I've always done different sorts of, I've always been quite healthy, always been quite fit. I've done, half marathons, done a lot of running. And I guess after I had my kids, I think my youngest got to about 4, and I thought, right, this is it. This is time to get back fit, back in control of things. So I think I started doing a boot camp, and then, that I wasn't getting the goals, achieving my goals then and getting the body that I wanted. So then I started doing CrossFit, and I did CrossFit for a bit over 2 years, and I loved it. I absolutely loved CrossFit. I made some awesome friends, and I actually learned lots about lifting, and that's where I got my foundation in learning how to lift and all that kind of stuff. And the first year of doing CrossFit, I got quite lean, and it's ridiculous because looking back on it, I was like 62 kilos. I was like 24% body fat, and looking back, I looked really good. But of course, I didn't think I looked good at all. And then, so that was my first year. And the first year was quite good. And then the second year, everything just started getting difficult. So I felt like I stopped progressing as much. And I think that's a natural thing. Like, I think you'll hit a plateau. I started getting lots of niggles. I was getting really exhausted, very anxious a lot. I stopped sleeping really well. So I was probably waking up 5 times a night, tossing and turning, just lots of things. And now that I know what I know, I can see that it was my metabolism was starting to really, suffer. And then I guess I did an 8-week challenge. And I sort of did it because I kind of felt like I was always either dieting or not dieting. I felt kind of diet fatigue. Yes. And I thought, I'll do this 8-week challenge, and that'll I did it because I wanted to kind of make it stop, and I wanted to achieve my goals. And I thought if I did that, I'd be good, kind of thing. But it kind of had the opposite effect. It was it was all just meat and veggies, protein shakes, nuts, tiny bit of fruit. And obviously my metabolism was already stressed, and it was that 8-week challenge just tipped me over the edge. I wasn't pooing, I wasn't sleeping. And then I got through the 8-week challenge, and then after that it was no matter what I did, I just started putting on weight. It was just literally before my eyes, I felt like I was just blowing up.
Did you feel really a lot of women that come and work with us, and I've done the same thing, is you do these because it sounds like obviously you got the result, but it wasn't sustainable. And then gradually your health started to decline.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you're really desperate, so you restrict and then you binge. Like, did you feel like you were stuck in that cycle?
Yeah. But you know what's weird is it's like, I don't even feel like I was binging that much and I was blowing up, you know? Like I feel like I was just restricting more and more and trying to be more and more perfect, but I was still blowing up.
Yeah.
And obviously I must, you know, I know you can't blow up if you're, you know,
eating nothing.
Yeah, I know that's not possible, but that's what it felt like. It felt like I had dieted myself into a corner.
Yeah.
And all I could do was either increase my exercise or reduce my calories.
Yeah.
But even that wasn't working, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt awful. And then that's when I kind of got onto Kate Deering's book. A friend at CrossFit actually introduced me to that way of eating. So I sort of was experimenting with that for about a year. But I never got it really perfect, you know. Then obviously I joined this program and I realized that I probably wasn't eating enough. And just, I guess, adopting the consistency is what sort of changed things. But just having a full night's sleep, oh my goodness, it just
it changes your life, doesn't it?
Like I used to dread going to bed because I knew that I was going to toss and turn all night, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess I better go to bed, but I know I'm going to wake up feeling worse. And I got to a point where I was also popping lots of Mesindol just so that I could sleep through the night. Like, you know, not all the time.
But you know, we've had, like, I used to do the same thing. Like I remember getting addicted to sleeping pills, and just one of the Shani, she's a lady that trains in our gym. She was the same, taking sleeping tablets every night because she couldn't sleep. Yeah. Because
you just need a restful sleep, and if you don't get it, you just wake up feeling worse. And then and I think, like, I don't think I've ever had any kind of clinical mental health anxiety or whatever, but I feel like I was always anxious. Like, I feel like everything made me nervous. I used to drive to work doing, you know, alternate nostril breathing.
No, but yes.
Yes. I used to drive in the car doing that as I was driving to work, just trying to calm myself down. Because I would just find things it just made me very anxious. And of course I'd get to work and I'd be solid and fine, you know, like I'd get it together, but then I'd get home and I'd just collapse because I'd be so exhausted from holding it together. So looking back on it, I didn't realize until, like, when you're not 100% healthy, you don't realize that you're not healthy until you become healthy. And then you go, oh wow, so this is what it's like to be healthy,
to feel normal. And yeah. Oh, it's and you know, like, what is it about these diets that's so unsustainable? Because, you know, you obviously eat the CrossFit and they're like no dairy, no fruit, no sugar. You know, and it works initially and it gets you lean, but then you just run into all these, like,
and you know, like, I look back and I didn't realize at the time, but my digestion, like, I pretty much had IBS, and I would, like, wake up. I don't know how much you want me to share, but I would wake up and I'd like have a bowel explosion. And then I'd have a cup of coffee, and then I'd have another bowel explosion. And then I'd go to CrossFit before the workout and have a bowel explosion. And then sometimes mid-workout, I'd have to stop and go to the toilet again. And, like, you just kind of think that's just
normal. Yes. I remember when, like, I used to just be dieting all the time and restricting calories, and I would never sleep through the night, ever. But I just thought that was normal. And I thought it was normal to be, like, falling asleep at, like, when I did my office job, like, I'd be in meetings and, like, I would be like this. I remember when I worked in Dubai with my old boss, we'd drive from Abu Dhabi to, like, between, and I would sleep the whole way in the car.
Like, I know. And you just think oh, I'm doing good things because I'm working out and I'm fit.
I'm healthy.
But you feel awful.
It's crazy, hey? And you just have to do more and more and more. So, well, let's talk about, tell the viewers, you know, since you've joined the program, you know, how have things changed for you? Like, what's been the biggest changes for you?
I think probably the biggest thing, and this was a thing that I didn't expect, was just being calm and feeling mentally well. And not that I was ever, like, chronically ill or anything, but just feeling calm and feeling like I'm in control of my emotions. That's the biggest thing. And I guess I didn't realize that there was such a huge link between eating properly and not starving yourself to actually being able to manage your emotions. And it's like when you're starving yourself, your body's so stressed that everything stresses you out, you know?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, like I've had some comments about, so in my role, I have, this year I've had about 14 trainees that I've been managing. And one of the trainees said to me, I think, Jennie, what I've learned from you over this last, couple of months is just to be calm. And, I've adopted some of your calmness. And I thought, like, I'm not calm. Like, I'm not a calm person. I've never been a calm person. So that's definitely changed. So just being able to be in control of how I'm feeling and not having everything stress me out.
And the sleep, digestion, mood, all that stuff.
Yeah. And it's like, I think before, it was almost like I felt like everything was a race and I had to get through everything before I ran out of energy, because once I ran out of energy, I'd just fall asleep. Yeah. Whereas now I feel like, and I still get tired, like I've still got lots on, and we all get tired, but I feel like I'm not in a hurry to kind of get everything done before I collapse, kind of thing. It's like I've got energy to sustain myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And talk about, because obviously all of us as females, like, and I think for everyone it's different. It's about finding a place where you feel happy and you feel comfortable, that's sustainable. Like we're not about getting super lean. We're about getting to like a healthy body fat that you can maintain where you feel good. Like, and that's for everyone. So I guess talk about, like you train 3 days a week now, 2 to 3 days a week, depending on your schedule. You consistently, I think your calories, we're up to like 2,500 now.
Yeah, about that.
A little bit higher on your training days. I think we're doing a bit of carbs because you need a bit more trainers. And, like talk about how your body's slowly changing, because this is a slow process. Like I think, so many women, how have you shifted how is your body changing, and how have you shifted your mindset to playing the long game versus going around in circles like this, like losing weight, putting weight back on, and focusing on the things that like, you got to get healthy to lose body fat. Lose body fat to get healthy. Yeah.
Yep. So I think, obviously, I think looking back again, I feel like there was a struggle. And I think that when I first started the program, I kind of just wanted it to come off straight away. Like it sort of natural, right? Program. Yeah. And I even know, like, I think it was probably about the 7-week mark where I sort of, like you feel like you want to explode. Like you feel like I just want it to go now. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I think I just eventually had to go just to kind of, I don't know, be patient. I guess I kept thinking, I want it to go right away, but I just don't have the willpower to starve myself anymore. I don't want to do that.
It's exhausting.
And I kept thinking, well, this program's not hard. Like it's actually, I'm only training 3 days a week. Before I was training like 6, 7, sometimes 8 times a week, I was training heaps sometimes, and I remember that feeling of kind of coming home and being so hungry and eating one rice cracker and going, oh, I could eat this whole packet because it's carbs,
Yeah.
But I guess I kept thinking about the long-term thing, I kept thinking, this is not hard. This is actually something I can do long-term. Yeah. I'm actually eating lots of food. I'm eating ice cream every night. I actually feel good. And what's so bad about being a bit heavier than you would like to be? Like really, like in the scheme of things, what's so bad about that? Yeah. Okay, so maybe I don't fit into my size 10 pants. Cool. But I guess I just had to go, like, what are your priorities? Like, go for what's healthy for once, rather than trying to kind of, I guess, restrict in order to get this body that you're not going to be able to maintain anyway. And it's weird. It's like in society and stuff, we, if you're skinny, that's it. Like you're the ultimate, it's like we hold this up as being, and we also hold that up as being healthy too. But it's not, So I don't even know if I've answered your question. I don't know.
It's really good, because I think the thing is too, is like you've worked hard now. Like I always say to women, we've got to work on getting those subjective measures right. So like, get the sleep, the digestion, the mood, energy, get your calories up to a decent level where you're feeling good. Then like now for you this year, we'll get you to your body goal. Get you to a space where you're happy, that's sustainable, where you only have to train 3 days a week. Because now it's just a matter of us being consistent. And you hitting your strength numbers. And when you get there, it's not, you're going to stay there. and you're going to be able to stay there doing it, training 3 days a week and eating, 2 to 2,500 calories. You're not going to be going like this anymore. So, it's good. You've put the hard work in now. You fixed all those things. So now it's just a matter of being consistent.
And like I'm not willing to not sleep. I know if I drop my calories, I just won't. Even if I have a day where it doesn't work out, or I eat too much at lunchtime and so I decide to, not eat as much at nighttime, I still don't sleep as well. You know what I mean? Like I know what I need to do to sleep well, and I'm kind of not willing to compromise on that.
Yeah. Because it changes your life, like having sleep. Like you just feel like a different everything. Like you feel motivated, you feel happy, you feel refreshed, you feel like you can just do life. Like I can't even imagine what it must be like having kids.
And it's awful.
Like not sleeping. Like obviously I know when they're babies, that period of time they're not going to sleep. But I just admire you guys so much. Like I just think every time I feel tired and I get the shits, I'm just like, you have no idea, Kitty. Like you've got it easy. Like you really do.
Yeah, I mean, look, I shouldn't say it. Having kids is amazing, but that first 12 months of no sleep is awful.
Yeah, and it's sort of like when you're doing the dumb diets, you're going back to that. That's what you're going back to, like that sleep. So, have you ever, like, can you imagine going back to that, like going back to dieting?
I know, and I know. I don't even have the I just couldn't be bothered anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that it's just so much better like this. Yeah, I don't look like I used to look. But I think I probably will eventually anyway. And you know what? When I was like 60 kilos, I kind of thought I was fat anyway. And actually, I was kind of floppy anyway because I didn't have any muscle looking back. You know what's going to happen is you will probably be heavier, but you're going to look better. Yeah. It's like I was talking to Alison today and she's like, every woman has this thing with the scales initially, like you'll get past it, but she was like, oh, I had a bit of a head thing this morning with the scales, but she's like, I saw one of, because we all used to work together, one of our old managers, Paul Nielsen, he's like, you are looking incredible. What have you been doing? So it's like she's heavier, but she's leaner and she's more food and she's looking better. So like you'll get there, but you probably won't ever be 60 something kilos, but it's like me, I'll never be 62 kilos again. 75 kilos now. Yeah. I saw a photo of myself at work the other day. It was from a couple of years ago and I was quite skinny. And I showed my friend, I said, oh, look how skinny I was then. And she goes, oh my goodness, you look really sick, And, she sort of said, she's looked at other skinny photos and she said, yeah, but you were tired all the time. You had headaches every afternoon, it's just, why go back there? No. It's not worth it. And you absolutely can achieve a body you love and eat lots of food. It just takes time. Like it just, I think for any woman that is listening to this, you have to think about how many years have I done restrictive dieting? Like what have I done to my metabolism? So it's going to take time to fix that and then build that great body that you want. So I think, like for most women, it'll take a while, but it's an enjoyable ride. Like it's not as though, like you're not sitting there, like you said, every night going, I can't do this diet anymore. Like I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. I can't enjoy life. Like we just talked about Christmas Day. Like we ate food we enjoyed Christmas Day. And then the next day we just go back to eating how we normally would. We don't think about, oh God, I'm so stressed. I need to starve myself and fast and do this other dumb shit to, like, I think it's just having that mental switch. So stop dieting and start living fuel your body and build a body that you love, and I've seen you're lifting, it's looking awesome, and your body, you can see your shape starting to, like, it's changing, it's happening. It's slow. Slow. But I guess the other thing too is like, it's okay to have a rest. Like you're allowed to sleep in. Totally. You don't have to be up at 5 every morning running around the block because that doesn't help you anyway. No. Totally. And I think like giving yourself a break sometimes. Like focusing on the progression and all the great stuff you've done. I think so many women, when they come into the program, they're so focused on the things that they didn't do right. Rather than going, okay, well, I prepped my food this week and I did 2 training sessions. That's awesome. Like, so what do you do the third one? Sometimes life's just going to get in the way and you just have to keep moving forward. So let's pretend that you met your former self, like you today met yourself 2 years ago, like just before you were going to start doing your CrossFit. Like, what advice would you give to yourself? What would I say to myself? I would say, I would say do CrossFit because you loved it and you had an awesome time, but eat food when you do it. You know, like don't feel like
fuel your body.
Train. Yeah. Don't feel like you've got to train 6 times a week. Like train 3 times a week. And make sure you're eating at least, 2,500 calories. You know, like I think that would be it. You know, like I think things like CrossFit are so good for people because it was a great time for me to I met lots of amazing people. I had an awesome time, but you get caught up in the mentality of I've got to go every day and I've got to do as well as everybody else. But if you actually pull yourself back and go, actually, you've got to eat food and you've got to look after yourself and look at what's happening to you. Like if you're getting so nervous and anxious every day, try and figure out why, because obviously something's not right,
Yeah, listening to your body, I think, that's what we try to teach you guys is get in tune with your body and listen to it. And, some of the biggest, I think, objections that we get when women are coming in to do the program is, like a lot of them are mums or they're, like women are busy and they've got jobs and they say, well, Kitty, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. What would you say to someone who was listening to this, a woman, and thinking that they're too busy to do this program?
Yeah, it's weird because I actually don't think it takes that much time.
So would say you get time back because you get to train less?
Oh, yeah. Like obviously, the first 2 weeks of getting to figure out how to do everything takes a bit of time. But like I'm not training 5 or 6 times a week now. I'm training 3 times a week and I get to sleep in a couple of days a week, you got to prep your food, but then you don't have to, prep it during the week. So, and I don't know, sometimes I think we say I don't have enough time. It's almost like how you get like these stock standard responses to everything. It's like you start to view the world from the same lenses all the time. And it's like your excuse for everything is I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money or but if you actually sort of stop and think, oh, hang on, maybe I do have enough time,
I think it's whether it's a priority for you. Because obviously, right, we all have the same hours in the day. And, like you at some point, I think you get to the point where you're like, I need to make this a priority. Because, I feel, and I'm sure you would agree with me, that the flow-on effect from this into other areas of your life, like you just less stress, you're better at work, you're better for your kids, you're just a better human. And you can do more and you feel better. So it's like, it is worth it. Like it's just making it a priority, I think. Yeah.
And I think it does, but I think it does make time. It ends up making more time in your life anyway, because you actually have energy. It's interesting because when I first spoke to Craig, way before this program, I spoke to him a couple of months before that. Yeah,
it was a while because I think you'd been following us for quite a bit, and you'd already talked to Craig.
Yeah. So I'd spoken to him, and he kind of said to me, what, and that was a different program, and and it's funny because when he told me the costs and everything at the time, I was like, oh, I just don't know if I can commit, and I think I said that because I didn't want to waste money because like if I'm wasting money, I'm not spending on my kids. That's fair enough. And I was worried that I couldn't stick to it. But then when the offer for the Win at Life one came up, it was a little bit cheaper, and I thought I'll just give it a go. And I wish I don't know. It actually wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Like it's really not. Once you get
No, go.
Once you get your head around what you got to do, it's like I do a different meal plan every day pretty much. Like I wake up in the morning and I get my Fitness Pal out and I pretty much, like obviously like 5 minutes to figure out what I want to eat today because I kind of like to change it around a bit. And then that's kind of it. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, totally. And I agree with that. And I think too, like you came in obviously in we get a lot of women come in our flagship program, then they end up upgrading to our VIP, which is what you're doing now. And I think, and it's interesting, but that's what it is. Like I look at my coach, at our business coach we work with now, I followed them for a long time. I started on their lower level program and now we're in their it's called Legacy and same with our other coach. And it's like, I think you just need to go through an experience and go, this is it. Like I love this program. It's worth investing the money in. I want to go to the next level. I want to invest it in myself, and then you don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess if that's probably the second objection, if a woman is sitting there thinking, oh, I just don't know if I want to invest that money in myself, like, what would you say to that?
Well, I just think, like, it's your health, it's long term, you know, like it's just worth it, you know. And the reality is, like, I look back when I was doing CrossFit, and even so it might have been a little bit cheaper, but I was still spending like heaps of money on protein powders, heaps of money on magnesium because I couldn't sleep. I was going to see my chiropractor every fortnight because I kept injuring myself. So I kind of look at, and if you look at, like, if you look at all the stuff all the money that you've spent over the years on stupid, dumb programs, on, you know, those stupid, I remember one night on the Facebook page, we all took photos of the stupid stuff we have in our cupboards, you know, the
the supplements.
Yeah. Like, if you look at how much money you've spent and wasted over the years, like it's not, you know, like it's actually not that much, you know. You're only pretty much spending money on, you know, your membership, or on, you know, with the Win at Life program, and maybe some, I don't know, what do we buy? What supplements do we buy?
Just the new gel. Just the
that's it. Yeah.
And you don't even have to have that. You can make bone broths. But I mean, I just can't be bothered all the time to make bone broth, so that's why it's easy. But you know, I think you're right. Like, we really try and simplify it. You can get all the food you need from supplements, you know. You get your whole membership for the price of a PT session a week. And what would you get for that? You'd get 45 minutes and nothing else. Whereas you get nutrition, you get programming, you get mindset, you get coaching calls. It's like I agree with you. It's about simplifying it down, and the food's simple, and the training, it's just, let's get you stronger, you know, 3 days a week. Let's get good food into you, get you feeling good. And it's just, instead of trying to do a million things, it's like, let's just focus on those two things. And then train your thinking, you know, like, just training your thinking as well, I think is another key aspect. But it's look, I agree. I love it. Obviously, I feel so passionately about it because it's changed my life so much. And, you know, like, I feel so happy when I, you know, like, talk to you and talk in our program, and you say all these things, and it makes me so happy because I just know how much better you feel. Like, it really does. It change your life. Sorry, we've got the little. Slowly, we're looking after Marina's pug. She's a lady that trains in the gym. So, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with the viewers. So, if you're a woman and you're sitting here and you're listening to this, you know, and you want to finally break free from the cycle, the binge, restriction, and you want to feel good again, and I think, you know, take control back of your health and what you're putting into your body. Because, like you say, you do your diet. Like, we help you and we guide you and we educate you and you get feedback, but you ultimately decide what goes in your body. You know, and so I think if you want to have that control back again, and you want to feel good, and, you know, you want long-term sustainable change, and, you know, then click on the link below and put in an application to work with us. So, you know, Jennie's in our VIP program, so I think there's maybe probably about 25 women in there now. So it's like it's a small group, which is good. But there is a better way, and you don't have to suffer anymore. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it, and sharing all your insights and your journey so far. I'm sure that it will help many women. And I'll see you on the next, the group coaching call, the first one.
Yeah, cool.
Which will be next week, where we'll set our 90-day goals.
Awesome. Thanks, Kitty.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.